You're doing everything right, mama, and it's still not enough, right? You're tired of that? Always doing everything right, still not enough, it's never enough. You're a mom in your 40s. You're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, constantly checking your bank app. Not enough money, not enough time. It's never enough, right? You're doing everything right, but it's never enough. I'm a mom in my 40s too, and I was always feeling that same way. Like I was doing everything that I possibly could, but it was never enough. Comment me if this is you right now. Let me know. You don't even relax anymore, right? You just calculate. You lie there awake, just doing the money math in your head, checking your bank app all the time, checking to see if things have cleared, wondering if there's going to be that unknown financial burden that you don't know of until it comes through. You're always thinking about the bills, always. And you're never fully present because your mind is somewhere else. Your mind is always on the bills. Your mind is always thinking about what is coming due. How am I going to get through to the next paycheck? If you're that mom in your 40s and you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck and you feel like you do everything that you can, it's never enough, this video is for you. I mean, you're exhausted before the day even starts, right? You wake up tired, you get going, you try and get the kids going, you're going through those motions, and you're just wondering, is life always going to be this way? Am I always going to have to live the same way, where I wake up tired and I start the day that way? I go to bed tired, and it's just this constant loop that you go through. You're working, but you're still behind. You work so hard, and you can never catch up. You have no breathing room. Comment tired if this feels like your body. You're missing moments that you can't get back. Time is going to pass by whether you do something or you don't. And that's the scary part. Did you miss another school event? Do you have the guilt of having to tell your kid no, that you can't make it to their school play today because you have to work? And the kids don't understand. They just think that you don't care. But you know that you have to pay those bills, and so you have to be at work. It's not that you don't want to be there for your kids. So you have that guilt throughout the day. You want to be there, but you can't. You've got to make a paycheck. You have to say no because of work. I've been there. The guilt as a mom, it can be overwhelming and exhausting. You know, and think about this, you guys. Do you ever have that moment where you get the call that your kid is sick and you need to go and get them from school? So of course you stop, you leave work, you go and pick them up, and you bring them home, and you're trying to take care of them, and the whole time you're not fully present with them because in the back of your mind you're worried about how you're going to make up those hours that you're losing with work because you're already living paycheck to paycheck. So you're worried, how am I going to make this up? But you're there with your kid because you're their parent. You love them. You want to take care of them. You're trying to be there for them when they're sick. But you can't fully be present because of those thoughts in your mind. That's what I'm talking about. You know, my husband is much older than me, and his health is starting to change, and it's very scary, I'll be honest with you. You know, I'm hoping to have him retired in the next 4 years. That is my goal. And it's because, you know, I don't know how much time we have left together. I don't want to spend it all working. I mean, that's not any kind of life. I don't want to have any regrets. When I die, when he dies, I don't want any of that. So, you know, I feel that time urgency that I've got to do something about it, right? Comment time if this hits home to you. Is anybody feeling the same way? I was living like this too, you guys, and I was miserable. I was wondering if anything was ever going to change. Was I always going to have to live this way? I mean, was that the life that I had signed up for? Because that's not what I dreamed it would be. You know, being a mom, I always pictured those perfect Pinterest pictures of fixing their creative, cute lunches and having all the time in the world to be able to be there for them and be that present mom. And in reality, you guys, it's not like that, right? I mean, in today's world, it takes more than one income to even make it through. Just living paycheck to paycheck is just exhausting. And it's miserable. I know. I've been there. You know, those real moments of when you're either sitting up in bed late at night and, you know, it's quiet because everybody's gone to bed and you're supposed to be completely fine, right? But instead, in your mind, in the quiet, you're sitting there concerned about how you're going to make it through to the next paycheck, how you're going to pay that unexpected bill that comes up, how you're going to make it, and how you're going to keep from fighting with your spouse because of money. You know, you check your bank account over and over again, just worried about, you know, what's in there, what's not, what's clearing, what isn't. And you just never know when that unexpected expense is going to happen, right? The washing machine goes out, your kid needs a new uniform for whatever activity they're in. You know, these are things that you didn't plan on. And if you're living paycheck to paycheck and you're living on a budget, that can really hurt. And then you wonder how you're going to make it. So you think, maybe I need a second job. Maybe I need to do something online to make some income. But I don't have any time, right? I'm already missing time with my family. I already feel guilty for missing these moments with my family. How am I going to get a second job? Right? I've been there, you guys. Feeling stuck and overwhelmed, pretending that you're fine when you're really not. And you're looking into everything. You're looking at all different ways to make money. Different jobs, different side hustles. I've been there, done that. If there's a side hustle out there, you guys, I've probably looked into it and I've probably tried it, to be honest. And if you talk to my friends or family, they would tell you the same thing. As a matter of fact, anytime that I bring up some way of making money, it's almost a joke in my family. It was that bad that I would try and find things because I knew something had to change. But nothing that I ever did seemed to work out. So, you know, that fear of choosing the wrong thing when you're trying to find things that you can do to make extra money, and you don't want to waste your time, right? I didn't want to disappoint my husband again because of all the times that I told him that I found something that was going to make us some extra money. And we had that little hope that it was going to work out, and it didn't. And I just didn't have the heart anymore to tell him. That's just the truth. Comment same if you feel what I'm talking about right here. Let me know. Anybody ever felt the same way? Are you a mom who's felt this? This pressure, this guilt, this exhaustion? I remember thinking, I cannot keep doing this. I can't keep living this way. This is no way to live. I mean, that's not what I thought that life would be when I got married and had children. And I feel like a lot of moms feel that same way too. Are you one of those moms? Let me know. You know, when I thought about those things and when I thought, I've got to do something different because I can't keep living this way, it really hit me, and I decided that I was done. I was just done. Something had to give. I was over it. Time was more important to me than anything. It is. That's how I feel now. Time is more important than anything. because we don't know how much time we have with our loved ones, with our spouse, with our kids. Nobody knows. And who wants to live with the regret of not spending that time with your loved ones? I didn't want that kind of life anymore. Comment enough if you've had enough too. Let me know. I didn't need to see the best option. I needed to see the doable option. The one that I could stick with. Something that I could be consistent with and keep going even if it was a busy day. You know, I've done things in the past, whether it was trying to lose weight, trying to start a new routine, or even something like this. And I'm telling you, all would go well until it was a busy day, right? Or until you had a bad day. I mean, where are those moms out there that you try to do a routine or you try something new, and when you have a bad day, everything flies out the window and you go to this right here, right? Listen, I know exactly what that's like. I've been that mom, you guys. I have been that mom so many times, I can't even begin to tell you. So when I say I didn't need the best option, I needed the one that I could stick with. I mean, I needed the one that I could stick with on a busy day, on a bad day. Even if I'd had the worst day, I could still do what I needed to do for that. I could still get that in. And that's what this did for me. And that's why I'm sharing it with you. I had overwhelmed from too many choices. Too many things to pick from, to make money online, to make extra money, a side hustle, if you will, or another job. There was too many things to pick from. It was overwhelming, you guys. Like I said, I tried so many different things and I failed miserably. I did. And I'll be the first one to admit it. I failed miserably. So I know exactly what that's like. Trying to be perfect can make you stay stuck. In this world, progress is better than perfection. So I got to the point, oh, thank you, Gregory, that's sweet. I got to the point, you guys, that I decided I wasn't going to be perfect. If I could make progress, that was improvement to me. Hi, you guys, thank you for joining. I'm just talking about here, I wasn't trying to pick the best option. I was trying to pick the doable option, the one that I could stick with. And that's exactly what I did. So I found a way. I found a way to find small pockets of time that I could do this in. So this is something where you just need 2 focused hours a day. And I'm not talking it has to be a full 2 hours at a time. It doesn't have to be that stretch of 2 hours, because I know that's hard as a busy mom. I know. I'm talking about little bits of time, okay? So maybe that's 15 minutes before the kids get up in the morning. Maybe that's an hour after they go to bed. 30 minutes at lunchtime. However it is you need to fit that in. If you can get 2 hours in a day, you can do this. I'm telling you, anybody can do this. Women in their 80s are doing this. You guys, it is amazing. It's crazy. And I'm so excited to be able to share it with you, because I know that the hope that it gave me and my family, and I want to share it. I want to share it to any mom who is looking to do something to make extra money, because I'm telling you, you can have your cake and eat it too. You can make extra money and have more time with your family. Be more present and be that mom that you always wanted to be. You guys, it truly can be done. And so that's why I'm here. It fits in your life and you can stay consistent. And that was my biggest thing. So comment simple if this makes sense to you. Let me know. Does it make sense to you? Just comment simple. And yes, I have notes, you guys, because I'm scatterbrained and I need an outline to go by so that I don't get off track and jump into a rabbit hole. So here's the discovery part, you guys, and this is the exciting part, because when I found this blueprint, it was a breath of fresh air. It literally gave me that hope that I thought didn't even exist. You know, one of those things that you feel like is too good to be true. That's what this was for me. Truly. It was simple and structured. It teaches you step by step how to do this program. Literally step by step. There is no tech skills involved. You don't have to have tech skills. You don't have to have any experience at all in the digital world, in online marketing, in social media for that matter. I wasn't even on TikTok until I got into this, you guys. Matter of fact, I can remember being at work and my coworker next to me was constantly on TikTok, constantly. And I was already in too many things, and I have a very addictive personality. And I was like, I'm not getting on TikTok. There's no way I'm doing that, because I will be addicted. I will be constantly on it. And so that's why I wasn't going to get on it. But when I came across this, I was like, I would be a fool not to do this. And so that's what I'm sharing, you guys. So let's keep going here, okay? It's really exciting. Not trying to figure this out on my own, okay? No tech skills, like I said. But there's also no monthly expenses. Now tell me what kind of business that you can have where you don't have monthly expenses. Anybody? Anybody got anything? Because I'm telling you, they're hard to find. But this, you don't have any monthly expenses. You guys, that's crazy. And it's amazing. I'm telling you, it's so exciting. And I'm sorry, I get wound up because it's exciting. I'm going to keep going. I'm sorry. Jumping off on a tangent. But you guys, you don't have to bother your friends or family either. How many things have you tried to do? Have you tried to sell, whether it's for yourself, for somebody else, a fundraiser for your kids, where you had to bother friends and family? And I know that feeling, and it's pretty miserable to have to bug them, because you know that they truly don't want to buy, but they feel guilty because you're their friend or their family, and they feel like they have to. Yeah, I've been there and done that. But with this, you don't have to do that. You don't have to be a salesperson. That's it, you guys. Okay. So this gave me hope, like I said, and that's what I want for you. I want to be your hope dealer. I want to share this dream that can actually come true for you mamas out there who want that time with your kids, who yearn for that present time with your kids, and you're guilty and tired of missing those moments that you wish you could have been there for their play or their event that they had at school that you missed because you had to be at work. I know that feeling. I get it. Kids don't understand. All they see is that you're not there. Of course, when they grow up, they get it, but that's not the kind of parent that you want to be, right? It's not the kind of parent that I wanted to be anyways. But you can have that time and financial freedom with what I'm trying to teach you guys. You really can. So comment hope if you feel the need for this right now. Is this something that you feel like would be beneficial to you in your life? Let me know. This isn't about adding more to your plate, you guys. I get it. Again, I've been that overwhelmed mom. You know, I'm a nurse mom. I have worked the long hours. I've worked the hospital 12-hour shifts, picking up extra shifts. I've done other kinds of nursing where you're on call all the time, where you're taking the extra call because you need to make extra money. I've done that. It is stressful. It's exhausting. Yes, it brings more money, but what do you give in return? What do you lose in return? If you are trading time for dollars, which means you are working, you're on the clock, trying to earn money, and the only way you earn money is if you are clocked in or working That's the only way that you earn money. If you are doing that and that's what you stick with, that's what you're always going to have to do to earn money, you guys. And that's what we've been taught. That's what I was taught when I was growing up. You know, you work hard, you earn more, right? You know, the harder you work, the more you earn. But there's only so much that you can do. Even if you get a raise, even if you get promoted, there's only so far you can go, right? There's that ladder of cap out of, hey, you know, you've done the best that you can absolutely do. You're at the top of the company, but you're still sharing your paycheck with the company, right? You're still having to ask permission when to take off, when to go on vacation, when you can take off for your sick kid. You still have that responsibility and accountability, and I know what that's like. And being able to have the time and financial freedom that this business can give you, you can't even imagine the life that you can have, you guys. Truly. And I'm not just blowing smoke here. I'm being very honest. You know, in today's society, you can't just live on one income anymore. We can barely live on 2 incomes anymore. How many people out there have different income streams because that's the only way they can survive, let alone be comfortable? Again, this isn't adding more to your plate. That's not what this is. This is a simple system, okay? This is a step-by-step system. They literally give you every step that you need to do to make this successful in your life. You make 100% profit. Yep. 100% profit. And I'm not talking about selling a $12 item. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about actual good amounts of money. Okay, I'm not making you promises here because everybody is different, right? But this isn't something small. But you make 100%, you don't share it with anyone else. You know, if you go and work for a company or you go and get commission from a company for selling a product, you only get a certain percent, right? Even if you get 60% of it, you're still having to give 40% away. You're still having to share that. With this, you get 100% profit. And you don't have to wait 2 weeks to get a paycheck. You can get daily pay. If you make a sale, you're making the money that day. That's what I'm talking about. So think about it. You won't have to ask anybody's permission when to take vacation, when to spend time with your family. And who likes that anyway? Come on, you guys. Who likes going to someone to ask if they can take off to take a vacation with their family, to spend time with their husband and their kids? Anybody? I know I don't. I dread having to ask time off. Comment me if you're like that. Does that bother you? Because I can't stand having to ask that. I don't want to have to ask somebody when I can take time off for my family. Maybe it's just me. I'm just saying. But you work on your own terms with this business. You can work from anywhere. If you have a phone or computer, wherever you're at, you can do this. I'm telling you, you can literally be on the beach vacation with your family. Hang on. Get a notification that you just made money while you are in the water with your family. Now tell me that isn't amazing. Right? Exactly. You guys, you can be cooking dinner. Your kids are doing their homework at the table. You're cooking dinner and get a notification that you just made money. Is that not better than sitting at a desk or running your tail off on the hospital floor trying to take care of people to make a paycheck? I'm sorry, but that's amazing to me. No, I'm not sorry. That is amazing to me. Who wouldn't want to do that, you guys? I'm just trying to share this opportunity with you because I know how amazing it is and I know what it can do for other people. And I want to be known. I want to leave a legacy of being known, of helping other mothers change their life and be able to be more present with their family, be able to have that time and financial freedom that they've always dreamed of. You guys, can you imagine a world where moms have that time with their family? Can you imagine how much more positive people would be and how much more happy they would be? I mean, how much fewer fights would couples have? How many marriages would stay together because they didn't have financial fights? I'm just saying. Maybe that's just my dream. I don't know, but comment fit if you feel like this would fit your life. Let me know. Do you think that this might be for you? Because if so, I'm excited for you because you don't know what you're in store for. All right, sorry, I gotta take a drink here. You guys, I know you don't want more hustle. I didn't either. I didn't have time to hustle. I was already hustling my life away, right? Get up in the morning, get the kids ready, you're already exhausted. You get them to school, you go to work, you're running your tail off, you're exhausted from work. You come home, you get the kids ready for their event. Whatever it is that they're in, baseball, mine's in taekwondo. You know, we all have something going on. We're all busy. And by the time we get home, we're exhausted. We don't want to do anything else. We're good just to get a shower, get some dinner, and get in the bed. Just to start the day over again, exhausted, right? Let me know, is this you? Come on, don't be shy. Comment me down below. Let me know. It's okay. Don't feel guilty. There's so many of us that were like that, that are like that. It's just the way of the world. And a lot of people don't know that it doesn't have to be that way. They think that there is no way out. But I understand, and you want breathing room. You want more time with your family. You want less stress about money, less stress in general, right? You want to be present for your family and your kids. You know, I found that you can be there with your family, but you're not really there. Your body is there, but your mind isn't. Your mind is somewhere else. My mind has been that way, whether it's thinking about bills or what you've got to do next, a task list. I mean, there's always something. Even keeps you up at night. You try to lay there and go to bed at night and your mind just keeps going. Anybody like this? Can anybody feel that same pain? Or are you constantly checking your finances? Are you constantly fighting with your spouse about money? And it's not something that you want to do, but you feel like you can't control it. You feel like you have no control over it. And you're just trying to hold your marriage by that string that it's just barely hanging on to. You guys, it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't. Have you ever gone on a dinner date with your spouse? You know, it's probably rare that you get to do that. But have you ever been on a date with them and you're there at dinner at the table, you've got the menu in front of you, you're looking at it, you know, your spouse is looking at their menu, and instead of getting that glass of wine that you want or that steak that you really want, instead, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, how much is this going to cost? I really shouldn't get this because it's going to be too expensive, which is going to be on the credit card bill, which is going to be a fight later on, which is, why are we even out on a date when this is just going to cause a fight later on, right? This is just this crazy cycle we don't have to be in. You guys, it just frustrates me that society makes us feel like this is how it has to be, and it doesn't. It doesn't. What about going to the grocery store? Okay, I've been that mom. You go into the grocery store, you get a cart full of groceries, and as you're putting the stuff in the buggy, you're adding it up in your mind. Or you have a calculator out. You got your phone out and you're adding up all the prices. Just making sure that you stay under budget, because you've got a budget, because you're living paycheck to paycheck, right? You got your kids with you. They're hanging on the buggy, they're wanting things, you're just trying to appease them to get out of there. You get up to the checkout, right? You get up there and you've got people behind you, your kids right there with you, they're ready to go, you're ready to go, more ready than they are, and your card declines. And you just sit there and are speechless. And the cashier says, "I'm sorry, it didn't go through." And you're like, okay, maybe it was just a glitch, let's try it again. And again, it doesn't go through. And now you've got the people behind you ready to go. They're wanting you to hurry up. They're like, if you don't have the money, just get on out. And you're completely embarrassed. You're humiliated. You can't even get your groceries. And your kids don't understand. They don't understand why you're not getting the thing that they wanted. The thing you told them they could get. It's in the buggy. And so you leave your grocery cart there, full of groceries. Ice cream, whatever it is, you leave it there because you can't afford to get it. And you walk out. And you go out to your car and you get in and you sit down. You get your kids in the car. You're completely stressed out. They're fighting in the back and you're ready to pull your hair out at this point. And then you call or text your spouse. Why didn't our card go through? Guess what? That causes another fight too. Has anybody been in this position? Let me know. Type me down below. I've been there. Whether you're ashamed to admit it or not, lots of people have been in this position. And everybody knows it's embarrassing and miserable, and nobody wants to be in that position. Comment peace. If this is you, you don't want another fight with your spouse, just comment peace. Let me know. You're probably thinking at this point, I don't have time for something else. I know. I see you. That's why simple matters. That's why this simple system matters. Makes a difference among the other things that you could be doing. It's not more hours, you guys. It's just 2 focused hours a day. Okay? Like I said, it's not all at once. You break it up. 15 minutes in the morning before the kids get up. 15 minutes before lunch. 15 minutes at lunch. 15 minutes at dinner or after dinner or an hour after the kids go to bed. However you need to piece it in, if you can piece in 2 focused hours a day, you can be successful at this business. The short time blocks, just small pieces. Sustainable, not overwhelming, it's doable. It's something you can stick with even on a busy day. Comment time if that's your biggest worry. If time is your biggest worry, let me know. Just let me know. I want to help you. I truly want to help you. You're tired of living like this. I know I was. Don't ignore that. You guys, you've got to do something about it because time is going to move on whether you are with it or not. Whether you decide to do something or you don't. Do you want to be in the same position 6 months from now? Are you happy with where you are right now? Are you going to be happy being in the same spot 6 months from now? If not, you've got to do something about it. That's the only way it changes. This is for moms like you. It's for moms like me. You guys, there's a whole community with this that helps you. You're not in this alone. You're not in it alone at all. And the next step is to just type ready down below. I can give you the free blueprint to get you started today. Listen, you're not behind. You just haven't had something that fits your life yet. You haven't found that one thing that fits your life as a busy mom. Remember, there's hope. There truly is, and that's what I want to give you today. You can do this. You got this. If I can do it, you can do it. Would you believe that I'm an introvert? I truly am an introvert. One of these days, actually, I'm going to get some of my friends on my live so that they can acknowledge that too. I'm telling you, you guys, I am not extrovert at all. This is very out of my comfort zone. But to be able to share this opportunity with other moms that I know could be struggling in the same position that I was, I want to share that with you. No matter what that shows on social media, you know, that's just it. You're not alone. That's what I'm trying to say here. A small step today makes a huge difference. Comment start if you're ready. If you want to do something different, if you want to change your life, let me know. I just want to close here and let you know that I hear you, I see you, I know exactly what you've been through. Let me know if I can help. Follow me for more. I'm going to continue to do more lives. If you want more information, let me know. I'd be happy to send it to you. I can send you the blueprint for free. But I pray that you guys go out and be blessed, and just know that you don't have to live like this anymore, and that there's a better way. You were meant for more. You guys have a great night and a great weekend. Bye.